What's going on, traders? It's going to be a pretty short video. Now, before you say anything, I know the sound quality is bad. My mic got fried, guys, during a storm. I'm going to get a new mic, so just bear with me. It's going to be a short video. We're only going to focus on the SPY. We're going to talk about what institutions are doing when it comes to the SPY, so please bear with me. I appreciate your patience. I want to get this video out to you guys before the trading week, so I do apologize for the bad sound quality. Put some headsets in, turn your phone up, do what you got to do. Or, if it's just too much, feel free to exit the channel. I completely understand. But right now, we're going to focus on the SPY. We're going to talk about what institutions are doing when it comes to the SPY. We're going to talk about quant data, all that fun stuff. I know a lot of you loved quant data, so we're bringing quant data back, and we are back on our regular YouTube schedule. You guys know I took a 2-week break just to focus on the Discord, and not only that, I just didn't want to keep regurgitating the same crap to you guys over and over. We're just constantly talking about the same levels. We finally got some volatility, so let's get into it. So if we're looking at quant data for the dates of July 30th and July 31st, even in the Discord, we jumped into 606 puts for September 19th when it came to the SPY. We jumped in at around 638, and we ended up taking profit at around low 630, 633, 632, more or less. So congratulations to Discord members on that. We obviously could have made more, but it's all hindsight at the end of the day. And we are looking for more opportunities to jump into puts. Now, if we are looking at quant data here, feel free to screenshot this. I know it's pretty hard to see, right? But if we are looking at quant data, we see that a lot of puts were loaded up for the SPY, not only the SPY, but even IWM. So SPY, or for here, we see that institutions loaded up SPY puts for August 8th. And as you guys can see, the strike was 633. These were loaded when the SPY was at 631, and the premiums was 2.39. But if we scroll down further, right, we see even more puts were loaded up for the SPY. August 22nd was the expiration. Strike was 624, and these were loaded when the SPY was at 633.62, and the premium was 2.45 million. We scroll down even further, we see even more puts were loaded. 633 puts for August 22nd. They were loaded at 635 when the SPY was at 635, and as you guys can see, the premium was 2.21 million. This one right here is pretty interesting. TSM puts, September 5th was the expiration. 240 was the strike. They were loaded at 241.73, and the premium is 8.10 million, guys. That's pretty crazy, right? We scroll down even further, right? If we scroll down further, we see even more puts were loaded up. 608 puts for September 19th, right? These were loaded when the SPY was at 638.74. So these are absolutely in profit. 2.71 million premium. We'll look at a few more. 629 puts, 624 puts. Expiration was July 31st. So this was like, these just went in profit like literally the next day. And then here you see these were loaded up when the SPY was at 633. So this just goes to show, again, these were all loaded up between July 30th and July 31st. But it just goes to show that when I talk about these things, a lot of you expect instant gratification, right? You expect the play to play out immediately the next day, and that's not always the case. Swing trading is a thing. Day trading is not the only form of trading, guys. So we have to keep in mind that just because something doesn't play out right away does not mean it's not going to play out. So one thing we did always talk about on this channel is how September is notoriously bearish, and August is notoriously, or at least half of August is more so bearish than not, right? Historically, the beginning of August tends to be bullish, but more so than not, or more so often than not, you see August or the end of August end up being bearish, and then September is really, really bearish, right? We talked about this plenty of times. I don't think I'm going to have to keep going over it, but our key levels when it comes to the SPY is obviously 620. As you guys see, we ended up closing above this key level Friday, so it's very much possible that we could get some type of dead cat bounce. Now, if we are looking to break much lower, then 620, 618 is your next key level right here where these wicks are. Hopefully you guys can see this. But your final boss, your ultimate boss, the boss of all bosses is 613. You manage to break below 613, you are heading much lower to the lower 600s. Again, if we look at quant data, we're seeing a lot of, puts come in for the lower 600s. 608, 606 was one of the plays. I can't find the 606 play. I think it was like a day before. But 606 was one of the plays as well. And even here, you see IWM puts, 211 strike puts, right? You see another 211 strike put as well. Expiration September 19th. So you're seeing a lot of these puts come in on the order flow for September 19th. Again, historically, September is a pretty bearish month. So again, if we manage to break below 620 on the SPY, then we're heading to 618. We're heading to 613 if we break below 618. And then from there, you're obviously looking at this gap fill all the way, or fair value gap fill, whatever you want to call it, all the way at around 600, between 600 and 603. All right, so that's what we're looking at when it comes to SPY and downside. Now, if we do manage to bounce from here, we get some type of dead cat bounce because we do have some major gaps to the upside all the way in the 630s, right? It's very much possible that we could head towards this heading into maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. If we manage to break above 627, sorry, 627, then we are heading towards this gap fill at 630, 632 more or less. All right, and then from there, it's very much possible that we break down all over again. So those are your key levels when it comes to these SPYs. So one potential move that we could be looking at is maybe a bounce back towards the upside and then a rejection back towards the downside, possibly even form some type of head and shoulders pattern. Or, if you're still looking to be bullish, right, maybe you're looking at all-time highs all over again, it's very much possible that we continue towards the upside. I'm not counting on it just yet, especially with these guys right here, but it is possible considering the type of environment that we are in, especially the type of news that we continue to get when it comes to Donald Trump. So something you want us to look out for. But right now, things are looking pretty bearish. Historically, more often than not, whenever Fridays are bearish, Mondays ends up being bearish. Whenever Fridays are bullish, Mondays end up being bullish. So I will wait tomorrow. I will wait 30 minutes into open to see how the market digests things. I know we got some bad news over the weekend about China and Taiwan, or China invading. I don't know who they're invading, somebody, but you guys know I'm not big on news. But regardless, we're getting some news over the weekend, so we'll see how the market digests these things. And then Trump is supposedly extending tariffs all over again to August 7th, which is basically Wednesday. So we'll see. All right. And then lastly, guys, the VIX. So like I said, at some point in time, the VIX is going to want to break out towards 25. It didn't quite get there yet, but our Discord bot did alert us that institutions are in 24 strike calls for the VIX. Now we do have a gap all the way at 16. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But your key level for the VIX right now, as you guys can see, rejection here, right? So you got multiple rejections here at around 22.5, 22.3 more or less. And then your next key level from there is, crazy enough, 24. So we'll see what happens. You're breaking above this falling wedge. Take it with a grain of salt. The VIX doesn't necessarily respect patterns, right? So take it with a grain of salt. Lastly, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, at some point in time, Bitcoin is going to need to retest 112K. I don't know why I don't have it marked. Um, After 112K, you're looking at a move towards 110K. You manage to break below 110K, you're looking at 109K. Your key level, the final boss, is about 103K. All right, 103K. Obviously, your psych level is 100K. So right now, you're bouncing off 112K. We talked about this multiple times, where I said at some point in time, Bitcoin is going to need to retest 112K before continuing back towards the upside. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, there was a wolf flag somewhere. I don't know. Maybe this is it. All right. But there was a bull flag. Regardless, guys, hopefully you guys get the point. Heading into this week, just be cautious, be careful. Could we get a dead cat bounce? Yes. Am I counting on a dead cat bounce? Yes. I do think we're going to get some type of dead cat bounce, but I can't guarantee it's going to happen tomorrow. I can't guarantee when it's going to happen. It's just something you want to look out for. So again, I know a lot of you expect instant gratification when I talk about these things and expect it to happen the next day. Anytime I say, hey, we're going to go to the upside, right? Where I say, hey, SPY's going to 640. Right? I know a lot of you expect it to happen the next day, but I am not that type of trader. I mostly swing trade. I'm not some hardcore day trader or anything like that. So I just want to point that out. So if we are going to continue towards the downside, obviously there's it's very possible that we're going to see some dip buying along the way before we continue towards the downside. Again, your key level 620, 618, 613, your final boss. All right. Hopefully you guys understood. Hopefully you guys heard the video. If you didn't, I do apologize. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Discord link will be in the description below. I appreciate you guys being patient with the YouTube videos. We are back on schedule. And yeah, good luck trading, traders. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.